Hello, friends. I'm your host, Dave Layton, and welcome to Signs of Our Time, discovering America's heritage one sign at a time. This podcast is designed to provide the story behind the story found on America's roadside historical signs. In today's episode, I want to explore a bit about the Great Alaskan Highway, also known as the Alcan Highway. Today, this amazing historical highway that spans portions of Canada and Alaska offers breathtaking views of mountains, streams, lakes, and wildlife for which Canada and Alaska are well known for. The Great Alaskan Highway was originally known as the Alaskan Canadian Military Highway. It provided vital transportation links to the Yukon Territory and Alaska during World War II. The route was first proposed in 1929 by the International Highway Commission, but it didn't come about until World War II showed that it was necessary for strategic defense purposes. Actual construction began in 1942, taking just 8 months to cover 1,570 miles. At the time, and certainly even today, this was a major engineering feat. In the 1940s, it cost approximately $135 million, which is equivalent to $2.3 billion in today's money. Well, anyone that has traveled on a highway under construction knows that it seems to take years to be completed. So again, completing this highway in just over 8 months through the wilderness and mountain areas of Alaska during all kinds of weather is remarkable. Well, construction began shortly after the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. It was under the responsibility of the Northwest Service Command 18th Engineering Division, specifically created for the purpose. It was a major part of the first steps in America's defense. Just a side note, but important to the construction of the highway, is that shortly after Pearl Harbor, Japan occupied the islands of Attu and Kiska in the Aleutian Islands chain in June of 1942. The U.S. and Canadian governments recognized the potential of further attacks upon the U.S. and Canadian homelands. It must also be noted that segregated African American regiments of the United States Army played a significant role in construction of the Alaskan Highway. 3 all-black engineering regiments, the 93rd, 95th, and 97th, were among the over 11,000 soldiers who worked on the highway's construction. In addition to the brutal cold and challenging terrain and harsh living conditions all the workers faced, the African American regiments were often given less desirable assignments and equipment compared to their white counterparts. Despite these obstacles, the black soldiers demonstrated exceptional skill and perseverance, as we express in the military today when we recognize outstanding service. They served with distinction. Well, here are some other interesting facts about the Alcan Highway. It was named an International Historical Engineering Landmark in 1996. The highway spans today 1,387 miles, starting at Dawson Creek, British Columbia, and ending in Delta City Junction, Alaska. Upon completion, the route had 133 major bridges and 8,000 culverts, which if stretched end to end, would stretch over 57 miles. The project, as I said, cost $135 million. It was the most expensive construction project taken on by the United States government during World War II. Initial shipment of equipment to the construction of the highway included 174 steam shovels, 374 blade graders, 904 tractors, and more than 5,000 trucks, and all of that together totaled more than 250,000 tons of equipment. Today, the Alcan Highway serves over 100,000 tourists on an average year. The highway began as a gravel road and today is a modern 2- and 4-lane highway. There are 31 historic signs in British Columbia, 22 in Yukon, and 5 in Alaska. These identify the significance of various locations. There are 18 interpretive panels in British Columbia, 14 in Yukon, and 5 in Alaska, which give detailed information. Well, friends, there you have it. A story behind the story from America's historical signs and markers. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I invite you to subscribe and continue listening as we bring more episodes about the rich heritage of our great nation. Please share this podcast with others. If you have interesting stories about historical signs and markers, email me at americanhistoricalmarkers@gmail.com. That's americanhistoricalmarkers@gmail.com. Maybe your story behind the story will be featured. I'm your host, Dave Layton, and thank you for listening, and safe travels